What's up, ladies and gents, boys and girls? Your boy is back, and here we are with the NBA 2019 Sports Podcast, our first episode for this year. We're covering the NBA. I'm your host, as always, the Dreadman, and I'm here with my boys Flipside and Walls Top. What's going on, gentlemen? Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, man, just enjoying basketball now. It's a good time. It's very interesting this season. Obviously, with Eastern Conference being wide open now, with LeBron left, and then kind of seeing the debacle and that LeBron's causing in LA right now.
Oh, yeah, definitely. There's some turmoil going on in Los Angeles, but we will get to that in just a second. But, for everybody who's watching right now, we did mean to do the All-Star Weekend recap, but really it was uneventful. Nobody really gave a damn about All-Star Weekend this year. I didn't. Now, I was on a Facebook post about this. A friend of mine actually made an interesting point. He was like, well, All-Star Weekend, of course, should be done year-round because, of course, just for entertainment. But, I mean, the guys, come on. They don't really play any defense just for show. It's just something for the celebrities to get involved. And I agree with him wholeheartedly when he says this. He says that the slam dunk contest should only be done like once every 3 or 4 years. I agree with that.
Huh. Every 3 or 4 years?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. So what's the benefit for that? What's like the reason for that?
But see, because here's the reason. It's because like there's not really too much creativity or innovative. I mean, you can only dunk a basketball so many ways, and the thing is, it's been done every year for the past 30, 40 years. These guys start to run out of ideas. They're starting to become less and less creative. It's more about the flash and the flare and less about the dunks. It's like more about the theatrics behind it. And the thing is, I guess that's 50-50 what the dunk contest is about. But the thing is, I guess it would mean a little bit more if you could, I guess I wouldn't say every 3 or 4 years. I'd say cut it down to every 2 years. But, it is what it is. But I guess, like, you could replace the dunk contest with something else. Of course, you're going to have the All-Star game. But, they've changed it from East to West to Team LeBron and Team whoever else is one of the famous athletes. This year it was Giannis, and last year it was Team Steph. But, like they should switch it up just a little bit more, but like I said, I don't really guess it's gonna stop people from watching. And I guess one of the main reasons because like the NBA season doesn't really pick up until after All-Star Weekend. But yeah, Flip, what are your thoughts on that? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is there any All-Star game in I guess American sports that are really interesting? It makes the NHL because
Yeah.
it has like some stipulations to it. I haven't seen the NHL All-Star game. Oh, okay. I've always heard people kind of like every time someone talks about like the All-Star game in a sport that actually kind of is entertaining. Even though I don't pay attention to it, I always hear people kind of say the NHL.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball is the only All-Star game that has like that has kind of that merit where obviously the league that wins gets home field advantage in the World Series, but even then most people think that's the stupidest thing to have an exhibition game where you can have that kind of be a determining factor. But the All-Star games, I like the home run derby. I think the home run derby itself is very entertaining versus like compared to like the dunk contest in basketball.
Yeah.
And that is in itself is kind of weird. Obviously, it's just a standard. It's just him hitting the ball over a wall, and that just seems more. We do think that a dunk contest where you can have different kinds of dunks or different types of like ideas and theatrics. I think that would be more entertaining. But it looks like as of late, the 3-point contest has kind of taken over a little bit in terms of like drama and
Mm-hmm.
In drama and theater, it seems like, especially for the last couple of years, it's been kind of close.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, all-star games in any league are pretty much just for entertainment. I mean, provided all those guys can, put on a show for us and get out of there without any major injuries, guess what? I guess that means they all win. But anywho, what is that?
Right now, like next year though, like if they get Zion in there, there's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. Because there always is that one premier athlete that can, which I believe Zion Williamson is going to go to the East. He's going to have an Eastern team, but yeah. But anywho, let's move on to these standings. Let's go to the East first. Now, first seed, you got the Bucks. Second, you got the Raptors. Third, you got the Pacers. Fourth, you got the Sixers. Fifth, you got the Celtics. Wow. Sixth, you got the Nets. Even more wow. Seventh, the Pistons, and eighth, the Orlando Magic. And then the three seeds that are in the running are the Hornets, the Heat, and the Wizards. I probably expect the Wizards to probably maybe creep up in the eighth seed. Maybe we'll see. Here's the thing. In the East, it really is a foot race. I mean, because I don't see the Bucks slowing down anytime soon. Well, you know what? Never mind. The Raptors, I believe, like in the next 2 or 3 games, the Raptors probably could steal that first seed. Now, seeds 3 through 6 are interchangeable. I mean, like, the Pacers, Sixers, Celtics, and Nets, those probably could be switched around or whatever. And then, like, the seeds that are in danger are the Pistons and the Magic, 7th and 8th seed. Like I said, I could probably see the Heat creep up in the 8th seed. You probably see the Wizards creep up in the 7th and 8th seed. We'll see about that. But the thing is, one thing that every single Eastern Conference team does that the West does not do, you know what they do? They play defense. That's the reason why they win games. They win because they play defense and they are fundamentally sound. The Bucks probably have one of the best defense. The Bucks probably have one of the best defenses in the East, if not, probably the entire league. Well, in the West, I believe it's probably, I would say the Spurs, but the Nuggets have some pretty damn good defense. The Nuggets and the Blazers have pretty good defense too. But anyway, just on to the East. Like I said, I don't really see it changing too much. Like I said, I probably see, like by the end of the regular season, I probably see the Raptors creeping up into that first seed, the Bucks taking the second seed, and then I probably see the Wizards stealing that eighth seed. But what do you think?
Conference that could go either way now. LeBron going, we thought the Celtics were going to take it over. We thought the Sixers might take it over. And here we are with the Bucks sitting at the top. The Raptors are always at the top. They always let us down. But hey, Kawhi is there now. Maybe that will change. The Pacers, kind of a surprise to us. They need Oladipo healthy to kind of be a contender, though, in my opinion. I think the only real dark horse I could see for that playoff standing or playoff seeding is maybe the Nets. They kind of seem like they kind of feel like they can make noise out of nowhere in the playoffs. They get a chance, so they're who I'm really looking at. But otherwise, I mean, the seeding is, I don't feel like it matters for the East right now. Really? I mean, the thing is, it seems like the Bucks, like, they're like, they haven't yet won a playoff series. For them, I would look at that team as being a team that, would definitely want to play at home. Or even like a Boston. But again, this is kind of like, LeBron's no longer here, so it's basically an open season for basically, I think we can all kind of say, I think we all can kind of agree, the teams that are going to be possibly going in the Eastern Conference, two of the four is going to be Milwaukee, Toronto, Boston, and Philly. I think those 4 teams, two of them are going to meet each other. I think that's pretty safe to say. I don't trust any other teams. The Pacers without Oladipo, nice regular season story, and coaching effort, but I don't think they're going to make any noise past maybe past the first round. Just the talent on those 4 teams that I mentioned. I just think that's where you got to look at it, and then you have to assume, Boston again. They weren't able to beat Cleveland at home on Game 7. Philly, again, not sure. I think Milwaukee's the team that probably benefits the most from having those home games. So I think maybe it's a good point for them. Toronto, I think, again, with Kawhi, I think this is a different Toronto team. I don't think we can sleep on them. We can't assume this is just a Toronto team that's gonna choke again, because when you think about it, the team they always lost to was LeBron.
Yeah.
They kept running against LeBron. So I mean, you take away that factor, and then you add you add a Kawhi, you add a Marc Gasol, it's definitely, they got good pieces, obviously, Ibaka, Lowry. It's just it's definitely, I'm looking at that team, and if you told me, what team do I think is going to make it out of the East, I'm leaning Toronto a little bit, just because of the presence of Kawhi and the experience on that team. I think Philly still a little bit shaky. Milwaukee is also inexperienced. Boston's probably the only team, and that team is definitely kind of the number 2 team, I think, that would possibly come out of the East if it's not Toronto, just because they got a lot of stuff and they got Kyrie. But I think Toronto's going to come out of the East, in my opinion.
But yeah, and I want to change one of my predictions right quick. I said that the Wizards were probably crippling that AC, but I forgot that John Wall had that Achilles injury, and he's going to be out for the rest of this year and probably half of next year too. So I guess what was that?
I know, that's a dub. That's a dub.
Yeah. So yeah, he's that's a done deal. But yeah. So now I guess if anybody's going to creep into that AC, it's probably going to be either Charlotte or the Heat, but we'll see about that. But now for the
Heat, man.
What was that?
You see that crazy? Go for the Heat. You saw that crazy shot that Wade put up?
Oh yeah. Wade is really trying to give us that one last bit of magic before he retires. I mean, he really is. I mean, wow. I mean, the thing is, yeah, he really is. I mean, he's got nothing to lose. He's got nothing to lose and nothing to prove. So he might as well just give it all he's got. I mean, we've seen flashes of the old Dwayne Wade in the past few games. So yeah, I mean, the thing is, the Heat's probably not going to – I mean, even if the Heat do make the postseason, which is a small chance, I don't think they're going to really go anywhere. But Dwayne Wade's going to give us all he's got. But, yeah. Now, for the Western Conference, this is where it gets a little bit more tricky, because if you ask me, only maybe the top 3 seeds can actually win it all. You got the Nuggets, who are number 1, Warriors number 2. Warriors always going to be top 3. The Warriors are pretty much like the Warriors are to the NBA is what the Patriots are to the NFL. But yeah, then you got the Thunder. The Thunder's always slept on. Well, the Thunder is always slept on. I mean, as long as they got Westbrook, they always got a chance. You got the Blazers at number 4, Rockets number 5. Rockets are always dangerous. Jazz number 6, Spurs number 7. Spurs continuously get slept on. I guess as long as they got Pop, they got a chance too. But thing is, you would think as good as Pop is, and I mean, with him being assistant coach, you would think that the Spurs would be at least 5th seed. But we'll talk about that in a second. Then you got the Clippers in the 8th seed. Then you got Clippers, you got the Kings, Lakers, and T-Wolves at the runner-up seeds. I think the Kings, well, they have a right at 500 record, but they're on a 2-game losing streak. The Lakers, once again, they're at a 500 record, but they lost their last game. As a matter of fact, they're win a game, lose a game, win a game, lose a game. And then you got the T-Wolves, who are on a 2-game losing streak, but they're 4 games below 500. But the thing is, me as a Lakers fan, I don't think that the Lakers are going to make the playoffs this year. Probably because there's at least one key player injured every single game, and that's no good. And there's no team chemistry. And people are questioning LeBron's ability to lead the team. And the thing is, you can't expect him to come. I mean, the thing is, he's coming from the East to the West. This is his first time setting foot on the West as a player. So you can't really expect him to adjust that fast. Because people was like, well, people thought. I mean, even though it was an Eastern team, people thought, man, LeBron going to the Miami Heat, he's going to win his ring the first year there. He's going to win his ring the first year there. No. These things take time to adjust. But yeah, the Lakers will be lucky if they make the AC. And even if they do, look at who they got to go up against. They got to go up against either the Nuggets or the Warriors, and they're probably going to get blown out in the first round. Now, as far as the T-Wolves, they can probably creep in there too. But the thing is, like, a team like the Jazz or the Spurs can probably knock them off. I mean, the thing is, let me look at the rest of their schedule. Well, I'm looking at the rest of their schedule now, and the T-Wolves don't really look like, I mean, like I said, they have a below 500 record. So I don't really see that changing too much. Kings, same thing, but like, you know, they're like the Kings and the Lakers are pretty much going to be playing rock, paper, scissors. And then, you know, the Clippers they're right above the Clippers. The Clippers are 5 games above. Now they're 4 games above the Lakers and 3 games above the Kings. So I mean, as it stands right now. But yeah, I like I said, I don't really see too many changes going on. Now, as far as the top 3 seeds, that's probably interchangeable. The Warriors could probably creep into that first seed. The Thunder could probably creep into that second seed. Like, I believe that it's going to be a 2-way tie between the Nuggets and the Thunder for that second seed, and the Warriors are going to creep into the first. Blazers, they're going to stay where they are. Blazers, Rockets, and Jazz are probably going to stay where they are. I say the Spurs might be able to creep into that 5th seed. You know, the Spurs and Rockets is always good. The Spurs-Rockets games are always good. But the Clippers, like I said, they might fall, but we'll see about that. DeAndre Jordan is pretty much all they got to rely on. But, yeah. But, Flip, what do you think of the West so far?
West is interesting. The Nuggets being on top this late in the season is kind of funny. Like you said, I feel like the 3rd to the 8th seed is actually pretty open. So I feel like you can interchange pretty well. I am surprised that Pop can't lead this team to a higher seeding this late in the season. I don't know. Maybe this team is uncoachable.
Nah, I wouldn't say they're uncoachable. I wouldn't say that.
I mean, you got DeMar DeRozan and Marcus Aldridge. It's not like it's a great duo there. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe Ginobili was the defensive anchor for that team. And we just didn't know. I don't know, man. It's pretty interesting. I feel like there's about 5 teams we could actually, or maybe 6 out of those 5, or 6 out of those 8 teams that have a chance. Like, I'm not going to sleep on the Jazz. Jazz always surprise me. Spurs are Spurs. The Thunder are looking like they have a lot more chemistry than last year. The Warriors are obviously the Warriors. I'm not going to sleep on it. I mean, Paul Millsap is putting in work. It feels like he had like a little revitalized career over there in Denver. So I'm not going to sleep on the Nuggets, but they're not a great contender to go all the way. Obviously, the Rockets, and I like the Trailblazers. It feels like they're kind of getting their chemistry together too. They don't have the greatest of a roster, but it feels like they all play together pretty well. So I like the Western Conference a bit more when it comes to competitiveness till the end. But yeah, I feel like it's going to come down to the wire with these teams. And the Lakers are like,
yeah.
So give me your synopsis on the Lakers season so far, and what you think about LeBron. When he got announced, I was on Twitter talking about this was a terrible idea. I'm not liking this. I was like, oh, you're a LeBron hater. Oh, you're bad because LeBron's on your team. I'm like, no, he's going to bring a lot of drama and it's going to be terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and see what's happening. I mean, the six that when you're down, you get your brother back up. You don't get up. The brothers get you out. Sorry. And I don't think LeBron noticed that he's one of the biggest basketball talents in the NBA. So he's got a spotlight on him now.
Yeah.
And everything he does is questioned, and everything he did has been questioned. And it's a hellhole over there. Like, I think it was like 10 or 15 games in, they weren't doing so well. They're already trying to fire Luke Walton.
But see, this is the problem. The problem is they have all the damn talent in the world, but yet they have no chemistry at all. That's the problem.
Yeah, of course you're going to have chemistry because the chemistry you built with that young core is something kind of jumbled up because now you're bringing in these veterans to kind of tell them, hey, everything you're doing is wrong. So now you got Rondo and LeBron taking over the team, and then it's like
I know you got Lonzo and Kuzma and Brandon Ingram. Yeah.
And Brandon Ingram, he was on fire. You can see like, hey, I've been taken out of my role. They want me to pass it more. They want me to shoot less. I'm actually doing this. I was like, okay, Ingram, you're doing some work. He's doing well. He's playing defense. He's like a defensive anchor for the team, but he's always hurt. I mean, Kuzma, he can shoot, he can score, he can make that big play. But then it's just like, oh, let's trade them all for Anthony Davis. The entire chemistry for the team. It's like, why did you do that when all of last season your whole model was we're not trading our younger players, we're not trading our younger players, we're either picks and you don't get anything. Come on, man. Like that whole thing. I feel like LeBron is kind of the reason for it because they wouldn't have pushed that hard for Anthony Davis for no reason.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I really feel like LeBron was like, get Anthony Davis on this team so I can go and make the playoffs. And yeah, it's
I don't even know if this team really would have done well with Anthony Davis.
Oh man, I mean, that's at this point that's kind of hard to say because it's like, how would you fit him into that system in LA? Oh man, well, yeah, I mean, but the thing is, I mean, but see, here's the thing about that is Anthony Davis. I mean, he is a mostly defensive player. I mean, the thing is, he's good in the paint. But the thing is, you know, that West Coast offense in the NBA, they try to hit all 3 points. They're not to go to the hole, drive to the hole, and try to dunk and try to shoot, score in the paint. They're not that. That's not that style of play.
That spot up shooter and the key. He can do all these things. Anthony Davis is like one of the most versatile big men in the NBA. It's not versatile.
Oh yeah, he does have one of the best shots for a guy who's 6'10", 6'11".
The problem was just wait in him. Don't trade their entire team because LeBron is here. Like that's dumb. Like why would you ruin that chemistry that you built with this core?
Because you know why.
Well, yeah, because LeBron wants to make the playoffs. Well, if he wants to make the playoffs, well, too bad. Make him like next year. You got a 4-year contract. I get it. People are going to be mad at you because you didn't make the finals for the first time in 20 years. My bad, LeBron. Maybe you should have went to a team that was a bit more built. Damn. Don't ruin something that's going good. It was going good.
But this hurts me. The thing is, as I said, as a Lakers fan, this hurts me. It hurts me to even to see this. But the thing is, if the Lakers don't make the playoffs, they don't have anybody to blame but themselves. I mean, now there is a possibility that everybody else can take a damn nosedive and go on a 5 or 10 game losing streak, and then the Lakers go on a 5 or 10 game winning streak. Is that possible? Yeah. Is it likely? Probably not.
I hope LeBron misses the playoffs for the first time in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Teach myself how to play defense again. Like, did you see that game in, I think it was Milwaukee. I think it was some team that we should have beat. And he was sitting there in the paint watching people just pull up and hit threes. Just there, like, what's going on, guys? What's going on? Yes. I'm telling you, playoff mode, and then you show these lazy.
Playoff mode activated. He's
playoff mode.
That playoff mode activated. And they put up pictures of Gary Payton and Karl Malone and pictures.
Yeah. Because Lord knows they're gonna need that. They really are.
This might really mess up his I'm trying to think what this team's going to do even after this year. Obviously, if you try to trade, you're going to maybe try to make a trade for Anthony Davis, going forward. But I'm not sure if any free agents are going to go to LA. I'm not sure if LeBron is going to attract anybody. Do you think Kawhi is going there? Do you think Kyrie? Do you think Clay?
But that's the thing. It's like, why? When you could get some, why the hell do you want another big name on your team and try to build a quote-unquote super team when you could just probably get somebody in the draft? And see, this is the problem in the NBA right now. And I was going to save this for a whole other video, but we can go ahead and just talk about it right here, right now. The problem is, in the past decade in the NBA, teams and championships are won. They're bought. They're not won. Everybody tries to buy a championship. Everybody's like, well, duh, that's the NBA is made for. Of course you're gonna win. You want to win championships, and that's why they pay these top players. I mean, duh. I mean, okay, I understand. I get that. But thing is, you're trying to. Thing is, look. If you look at the 80s, if you look at the 1980s in the NBA, it was a lot more versatile because you had premier players with supporting cast who were spread all over the league, as opposed to having 3-4 star players on the same team, and then everybody else had like one or two premier players, and then maybe one a good six man. That's the problem with the NBA, is that there's no loyalty. And I mean, the loyalty is just the thing is, loyalty only lasts as big as the contract, as the number is on the contract that the player signed. Let me give you an example. Russell Westbrook. You think Russell Westbrook's going anywhere? Hell no, because they know that the Thunder knows that Russell Westbrook ain't going nowhere because he's produced for them time and time again. Now it got to the point where all Russell Westbrook has got to do is say a number and they'll give it to him. That's all they got to do. Russell Westbrook ain't going nowhere. The same thing with Kyrie. I mean, you know what? I thought for a while that Kyrie Irving wasn't going to go nowhere. I was like, man, I thought that Kyrie and LeBron was going to stay like pretty much on the same team. But I forgot what it was. I forgot what the problem was between the two. I forgot if it was Kyrie who wanted out or if it was LeBron who wanted out. Because you know that LeBron, he has some kind of pull and he got some kind of say as to as to who he wants for his teammates. If LeBron was still in Cleveland and he's like, I don't want Dellavedova no more. I want Rajon Rondo. Or I don't want Kyrie no more. I want let's say somebody like give me a point guard. Give me like Damian Lillard. Let's just say somebody like that. LeBron can opt out for them. All he got to do is just speak up. And that's kind of not fair because the thing is, if you think about it, that's the reason why a lot of these teams, I mean, a lot of people nowadays, they're not fans of teams, they're fans of players. And the thing is, I can completely understand why. And Kobe Bryant, he even mentioned something about that in the one of the interviews. But I mean, like I said before, before we move on to the next subject, our next subject is comparing Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron. We're gonna revisit that. But yeah, I mean, but what do you think about that?
Well, you touched on Westbrook. I think Westbrook is just his brain. He's just wired differently than maybe some of these other stars. Like he doesn't really want to try to form a super team. He kind of, for the most part, wants to do things on his own. Granted, he's got a stud like Paul George.
But he had a super team before. In 2012. Russell Westbrook, he had a super team. He had Kevin Durant. He had James Harden. He had Thabo Cephalosha. He had James Perkins. He had who else? Who else am I missing?
No, that's not really like. I obviously he argued Durant and him together, but again, that was still like early enough where it wasn't. I mean, again, in hindsight, yeah, you had like obviously like 3 consecutive MVPs, like top guys that all were arguably like top 3, top 5 in the league.
Mm-hmm.
But still at that point, what I mean, like I said, like it wasn't quite a super team. Like even like the early Warrior years, maybe like the year before they won the title with Clay and Curry, like they weren't quite a super team. Even like the first year they won the title, I mean everyone.
Yeah, because when they had Mark Jackson, in 2013, 2014, yeah.
Yeah, no, they were a super team. Even when they won the title, I mean they had obviously Clay and Steph. You could say they're the 2 best shooters in the league, but I don't think people still looked at it as a super team until they brought Durant, and then all of a sudden it was the same. And then obviously when they were on their run, it was crazy. But again, it was all like homegrown. It was all guys that got in the draft. It wasn't like they assembled these free agents together because they all were mingling together. But it's all kind of the modern day version of it. I guess teams still kind of did get together, in the 90s, but not really in their prime, so to speak. There were kind of guys later in their years, like. Trying to think of that Rocket. Trying to think of that team with Barkley. Barkley joined forces with God, who was it? In the 90s. Yeah, most of them. Yeah, but they're kind of little past their prime a little bit. So it's just wasn't really like the same thing. Like guys weren't entering their primes and getting together. But I don't. Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily. I like to see like crazy stupid teams like. Go at it and like see who's best. Like again, if we somehow get like potentially like let's say like a Philadelphia with their lineup, granted Philadelphia doesn't have a bench, but that's starting 5 versus the Warriors starting 5. That'd be kind of crazy. I'd love to see that.
All right, Flip. What are your thoughts on that? Basically the state of the NBA and loyalty, and basically how players pretty much jump from team to team.
It feels like the players are just kind of they're ring chasing sometimes, and that's fine. But you got to put some contract stipulations in there for some of these teams. When the Warriors are on their run, it felt like, okay, so the Warriors are gonna have to eventually split. I mean, they've got like all these contracts they got to pay, and then they somehow were able to fit all this money into paying Steph and Durant like 2 max deals.
But look at Klay Thompson. I'm glad you brought that up because look at Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson already said that he don't care about money. He'll take a pay cut if it means he win another championship ring. Even though Klay Thompson, he could be a star player somewhere else.
And it kind of made things worse because the first super team, you could say were Durant, Bosh, and Wade, Bosh, and
LeBron.
And that kind of like set the thing for everybody. But then you can go back and say it was Kobe, Shaq, Gary Payton, and Karl Malone that kind of started the trend. Or you could say it was Garnett, Woody Allen, and Paul Pierce that started the it comes down to the contract. Like it feels like it has to. You have to like limit something because we're just like really slapping together, and it's like the other 30 teams in the league are going to suffer when you just have one team with 5 superstars with it. Like why is DeMarcus Cousins on the Warriors right now? Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, this whole superstar player getting paid the minimum. I mean, I get you coming off an Achilles injury. No one really wants to pay you. But for you to just be like, oh, well, I'm going to rehab on this championship team. Oh, well, I'm kind of healed enough to come out to the court now. It's like you're getting a discount of the lifetime for the players. NBA, and luckily, fortunately, it doesn't seem like they're making too much noise. Because they're going to go back to putting too much value into these players and not enough into chemistry. And I don't know, it's up in the air, man. You could go either way because it feels like Top could be the team full of nobodies to NBA games. And we're just putting too much value into these players just because we consider it.
Yeah, Waz, what were you about to say?
No, I was saying I do. I mean, I kind of agree with it, but I guess at the same point, I still, I mean, I still like to give, the NBA players, the NBA players their own decision making, their own power. You know what I mean? Like they should be able to, take pay cuts and. I mean, do like obviously. I mean, it's one thing to. I mean, it's one thing where I get it, where you're like, sometimes teams can even like go over the salary cap and just pay the luxury tax, and then they can actually get afford those huge salaries on those teams. But I don't think it's hurting. I don't think it's hurting the overall the quality of game. But I think the NBA is still entertaining to me. I think there's still. I don't think the league is. I think you feel like the league itself has been affected.
Like in terms of, I'm gonna rank it in terms of what I think is affecting the league. Number one, I think the games played. Number two, players just feeling like they can take games off, and I feel like the fans are kind of discouraged by that. And three, I feel like the thought of a super team, not the super team itself, but we've seen that not every super team works out. Chemistry might not be there, and the team's just not really as great as we thought it would be. But the thought kind of was taken around. Because I remember when the market studied that shift to the Warriors, everyone was like, oh, well, this team is going to be more this is going to be another Warriors. And it still might be another Warriors team just because these guys might be taking rest of these games in a week. They might just be like, okay, well, we're definitely going to make the playoffs, and we still are in the season at full energy. So let's kind of take this rest and roll everybody up the playoffs. We might do that. So it turns into this. I feel like when people think something's unfair, they're discouraged by it.
Yeah. All right, now. All right, what were you about to say, Flip? All right, Waz.
No, it's all right. I was just saying, like you said, like the Warriors on paper, it's one of the kind of like best assembled rosters ever. But it still remains to be seen. Like they're not obviously, they're not performing as well during this regular season. The Nuggets right now have the number one seed in the West out of nowhere, but obviously it's still probably more than likely will be a Warriors championship at the end of the year. But I don't know. I think it's still like the Warriors last year. They were still taking the 7 games by the Rockets last year. The Rockets don't have their numbers, so even with these teams assembled, there's still obviously chances and opportunities. And I think people still kind of tune in, and people still are entertained by. I think when you have a team that's so top heavy, it's unbelievable. Like you kind of are more even motivated to see them fall because if and when they fall, it makes it even more incredible.
Yeah, definitely. All right, now my thoughts on the whole. Now we're going to revisit the whole Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron James comparison. Now, LeBron. I mean, they're like I don't know what ESPN is doing every week. I mean, I guess you could say they're reaching at this point, but then again, you know what they say, stats don't lie. Now, to me, long story short, I don't care how good your stats are if you don't get the W. The W is what matters at the end of the day. You can look good all you want, but it doesn't matter if you end up losing the match. That's like a boxer, floating like a butterfly and stinging like a bee, but then he ends up getting knocked out in the 12th round. Like what good is all that floating and sticking and jabbing doing if you get knocked out? But I mean, all right, let's go ahead and compare these guys. All right, but I'm looking at a chart right now that's basically saying that where their careers were by age 30. Now, Jordan entered the league in 1984, didn't win his first ring till 1990, 6 years later. Kobe entered the league in 1996, won his first ring in 2000, 4 years later. LeBron entered the league in 2003, didn't win his ring until 2012. That's that's 9 years later. Now, I know what y'all thinking. Y'all thinking, well, it doesn't really matter just as long as you get the job done. But the thing is, it does matter because Kobe, Jordan, and LeBron are all what you would call franchise players. They're all people who you actually build a team around. Even Jordan didn't win a ring in his first couple of years, but at least Jordan has every time he made it to the finals, he won every game. He won every championship. And Kobe Bryant, everyone's like, well, he had Rick Fox, he had Nick he had Rick Fox, he had Shaquille O'Neal, and that's the reason why he won the rings again. I mean, I don't care about that. I mean, like I said, the 2000 Lakers are probably one of my favorite teams. 2001 Lakers is probably one of my favorite teams of all time. And people go on and on about Kobe. So they say, well, Kobe Bryant didn't win all those championship rings by himself. Of course he didn't, duh. But at the same time, they couldn't have won it without him. And I believe that Kobe kind of got screwed over on at least one of those finals MVPs. He should have won. I mean, he should have won at least one finals MVP out of all the championships he won. Now, LeBron, it took him 9 years to win his first championship ring, and he wasn't even drafted. I mean, the team that he won the championship with, he wasn't even drafted to that team at first. Now, you can go ahead and say the same thing about Kobe because Kobe was drafted to the Charlotte Hornets, but then later on got traded to the Lakers, and then he became a Laker ever since. He retired with the Lakers. But a lot of people are going to hold that against Kobe. I mean, they're going to hold that against LeBron, the fact that he had to go somewhere else to win a championship ring. And it was a whole 12 years before he actually won a ring with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, like I said, you can go. I mean, I believe that Jordan is the GOAT. Kobe's probably the best scorer the NBA's ever seen, and LeBron is probably the most well-rounded all-around player. And I posted a list of the top 20 players in the NBA of all time, and this list goes as follows. Jordan is number 1. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is number 2. Magic Johnson is number 3. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me see. LeBron James number 3. That's kind of too high. Magic Johnson is number 4. I don't know why they have Magic below LeBron. Wilt Chamberlain is number 5. Larry Bird is number 6. Bill Russell is number 7. Tim Duncan is number 8. Shaq is number 9. Hakeem Olajuwon is number 10. I don't know why Kobe's not at least. Kobe should be in the top 10 to me. But yeah, but whatever. But I mean, this is what I would do. I mean, this is me personally. I would have Jordan as number 1. I'd have Magic as number 2. Kareem is number 3. Wilt Chamberlain is number 4. Larry Bird is number 5. LeBron is number 6. Tim Duncan is number 7. I'd have Julius Erving is number 8. Shaquille O'Neal at number 9, and Kobe is number 10. That's my top 10 NBA players of all time. And then, of course, you got your honorable mentions like your Allen Iversons and your Dirk Nowitzki's and your Carl and your Oscar Robertson and stuff like that. Of course you would. But yeah, I mean, where now the thing is, all right, now Flip, I'm gonna let you go first. Like now, where would you do you believe that ranking is right? And do you believe that the legacy of LeBron stacks up to Kobe and Jordan? Or would you put him above him in any category? Would you put him above, I mean, would you put Kobe and Jordan in the same category? Would you put LeBron in the same category as Kobe and Jordan? Because a lot of people wouldn't put them in the same category because it's like, well, there's 3. You could put a lot of people say, well, you can't even really put Kobe. I mean, you can't put LeBron in the same category as Kobe and Jordan because Kobe and Jordan are both shooting guards. You have to put LeBron in the same category as like Magic Johnson or Bill Russell or something like that. But what do you think?
When it comes to Kobe and Jordan, I feel like it's easier to compare them because Kobe kind of you could say emulated Jordan's style and made some factors his own. Him and Jordan, they were like they were pure scorers, but they could play defense and well, I can't say pure scorers because Jordan and Kobe could both pass the ball and play defense, do all these things, but they're more similar. Let's just say that they're very much alike in their play styles, and so it's easier to compare them. And I would put Jordan over Kobe just because the staffing part are there for Jordan. LeBron, it's like I wouldn't call LeBron a crazy scorer. I would call LeBron like an athletic freak of nature who had a high basketball IQ, but he's just come up short. And when I say come up short, I mean like in terms of winning all these championships. Obviously,
but you could. Hold on, I didn't mean to cut you. I didn't mean to cut you off. But I got a question for you, right quick. My question for you is: would you agree that LeBron has had more opportunities to win championships because there's been more teams built around him than Kobe or Jordan?
No, I feel like LeBron's had the same amount of opportunities.
I disagree. But go on.
I mean, okay. Let's look at it. LeBron had for what
The first 7 years,
because he went to the
years, right? 7 years he's on the Cavs. That Cavs team was not built to make any finals. He was just that good that they made the finals.
Yeah.
Then he went to Miami. That was his first super team.
And then he got blew out by the Mavs.
Yeah. So let's say that's his first super team. That's his first team that he has the opportunity to have built around him. So now we can compare him to Jordan in the late 80s, and we can compare him to Kobe in the Shaq era. So right there, they have a team built for them to win. So right there, they're all even. What's the next team for LeBron? Would you say the Cavs? Was that Cavs team a super built team for him?
The 03 through 07 Cavs or the 2014 through 2017 Cavs?
The 2014 to 2017 Cavs.
That team is a lot better because they actually had some.
Okay, so now we can compare that team to the team for Kobe with Gasol and Odom and Trevor Ariza and all of them. And you can compare that team to the Jordan team with Dennis Rodman and
Ron Harper and Tony Kukoc, right? Scottie Pippen, Tony Kukoc, yeah.
So when it comes to opportunities, I feel like they're pretty much on the even standing. It's not like LeBron's got like all these super teams. It's just he's that good that he can take these teams to the finals. It's just, the problem is when he gets there, it's like he kind of holds back or something. It's like you're 200 what 200
6'8", 250.
You can run a 4 or 5.
Yeah.
You can destroy all these people, but you rather pass the ball. No, man, and I don't know. It's like his entire career, he never perfected a shot. I feel like if LeBron had just perfected his shot, he would be unstoppable.
But you know why? It's because he's relied on that freak athleticism alone all these years. And I mean, because come on, when he was with the 2003 to 2007 Cavs, guess who his PG was? Eric Snow. He went to Eric Snow to Kyrie Irving. Yeah. So I mean, I agree with you in that regard, but still, I mean, I mean, like I said, I believe that he's had better opportunity because, like, especially when he went to the Miami Heat, he actually had people who he could play around. It's like, hey, I could slack off. I mean, I ain't got the pressure's not on me anymore. I can slack off. But thing is, when Kobe didn't have Shaq no more, he went into psycho mode. I mean, he went into freaking psycho mode. He's like, okay, I ain't got Shaq no more, so I got to dial it up to 11. He didn't do what Jordan did. I mean, he didn't do what Kobe didn't do what LeBron did. He did the opposite.
Kobe did go into this mode where he was the primary scorer. He's the one doing all these crazy things. But you could obviously tell that Kobe was shooting a lot of games at times. You could obviously tell that Kobe needed somebody to back him up. It's just look, I justify Kobe going in the shooter mode and shooting people out of games because when Bush Parker and what's Slava Medego? Yeah, Medvedenko and Sasha Vujacic and all these guys are your backups.
Yeah.
I can understand where either one basketball. I just when LeBron goes to these modes, it's understandable that he wants to play ball because he has players on the team that when he plays, it's just they don't do. And I feel like he just needs to take over sometimes. Because you see the same thing with Lonzo Ball. Like, that was the main like thing. It was like, Lonzo, you're right there. You're just going to jump the ball. Lonzo's played up. And all of a sudden, he wants to throw this flashy pass out of nowhere to this guy that's not expecting it and he misses.
Yeah.
It's like, come on. You're 205 pounds. This person cannot stop you. If you wanted to dunk that ball, they can't do anything about it. Like, we go up there and they destroy things. You're a superstar. Do it. Take over the game. Be selfish. And sometimes he kind of doesn't want to be selfish. And then there's times where it's like he takes over and it's like, Jesus Christ, LeBron, this is LeBron we want to see. Like, in the finals, when they lost, I think in 6 games, LeBron was putting up like 50-point triple-doubles. Or just like, Jesus Christ, where's this LeBron at? This LeBron would have won with Kyrie on the team. If Kyrie wasn't hurt, LeBron would have tipped into the game 7. They would have won.
Yeah, because he had Dellavedova, didn't he?
Yeah, Dellavedova was the second best player.
Yeah. And let's see, Kevin Love was hurt. Kyrie was hurt. He had Dellavedova. He had, who else did he have? J.R. Smith. Yeah.
J.R. was the only guy on the team that could kind of create his own shot. Everyone else was nothing.
Yeah.
And that's when you kind of see what LeBron did. But I feel like he didn't have that selfishness to when it was Kobe Shaq. Yeah, they cheated. Yeah, they were always angry at each other, and it was probably because they all wanted the ball. They were selfish enough to take it. But we didn't see that with LeBron because LeBron was kind of like, yeah, I'll be the point guard. Yeah, I'll score enough to keep us in the game. But yeah, okay, I'll the first ball be a player. And come on, LeBron, just take over. Screw Kyrie. Let him have everybody.
No. He can't. You know damn well he can't do that. Or the coach wouldn't allow that.
When you're the greatest player on the planet and you have to defer to someone because they're a quote unquote star player, like no, you're the greatest player on the planet. You can't go. Screw that.
Yeah, but yeah, Wise, like in the regards to the Jordan Kobe comparison, what do you think of that? Like I said, as far as do you think it matters that the fact that it took do you think it matters that it took LeBron longer to win those rings, than the other two, or do you think it? I mean, yeah.
No, I don't think it matters. I mean, again, like you could argue that that 2007, Cavs team, like I don't think any team that Jordan or Kobe took to the finals was as you could argue compare does Jordan or Kobe have anything to their merit? Like has either of them done anything like that take a team that like talentless to the finals? I don't think any of those guys have anything on their resume that shows that. I'll take the stance on LeBron's side in this case where I think LeBron's done a lot. He's made 9 straight finals. Kobe, Jordan haven't done that. Granted, Jordan took time off, so it's possible he might have done that had he not had his first retirement. LeBron right now he's done it with 2 different teams. He's gone to multiple franchises. Now he's actually switching conferences, which Kobe with Jordan, neither of them ever branched out of the one franchise. Other than obviously Michael had that brief stint with the Wizards, but we don't count that.
Yeah.
I mean, LeBron's got a lot more. I mean, LeBron again, he's not even, like I said, he's not a quote unquote scorer like the other two is, but he's gonna lap both of them. He's gonna pass Kobe and he's gonna. I mean, he already.
Well,
when he's fifth.
You gotta keep into account that out of his entire 15-year career, he's played with no injuries.
Oh no, but that is great.
Exactly. But the thing is, Kobe was not so lucky. The thing is, out of Kobe's last 3 years of his career, he didn't even play a full season for the last 3 or 4 years of his career. And of course, we all know what happened with Jordan. Jordan had had an early retirement and decided to come back in the league, and that's the only reason why he's going to pass them both.
Yeah, I mean,
what was that? Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Like I said, they have, like I said, I'm looking at the list, and like I said, I think it's kind of too early to have LeBron in the top 5 players of all time in the NBA. It's too early for that. No. He's top 10. I'll give him that. Top 5, I don't know about that. It's too early.
I mean, compare him to the greats that played this game.
Mm-hmm.
Who else?
Jordan, Magic.
It's kind of like saying that Gary Bradshaw, because he won 4 rings, is one of the greatest. Well, my bad. It's Gary Bradshaw.
Mm-hmm.
but it's like saying because Gary Bradshaw won those 4 rings, that he's a better quarterback than say an Aaron Rodgers. Like Aaron Rodgers is underperformed, but we know Aaron Rodgers is a great ass player.
Oh yeah.
And that's kind of like LeBron. Like he hasn't won 5 or 6 rings, but he's done great stuff on that court, and you have to acknowledge that he's one of the best players to ever play the game.
Yeah.
Dreadman.
Uh-huh.
You have Larry Bird ahead of LeBron?
Yes, currently.
Okay, I come on it.
You can't co-sign that?
Larry Bird ain't that great, man. Larry Bird, he has some great teams. He has a rivalry with the Celtics. I'm not downplaying Larry Bird's skills, but if you put Larry Bird and LeBron on the same court, Larry Bird's getting destroyed.
Well, it depends on what. The thing is, you also got to keep into the account eras too. Like they played in a different era, but I mean, I can see where you guys are kind of saying on that. But I mean, like I said, if you got LeBron in your top 5, I get it. I understand. I ain't gonna get mad at you. It's just that I wouldn't put him above number. I wouldn't put. LeBron doesn't belong. He doesn't belong below number 7, but he doesn't belong above number 3. He doesn't belong above number 4. That's just my opinion. And like I said, them having Kobe Bryant at number 11 is a damn travesty.
Well, they have Kobe there because I don't know. It's just like he didn't really put up a lot in the assist and rebound category.
But okay, all right, guys. Maybe my bias is showing right here. Okay, I ain't gonna lie about it. My bias is showing right here because Kobe is Jordan might be the GOAT, but Kobe is my number 1 favorite basketball player of all time. And the reason why, but here's why. It's because I got to see him play from start to finish. I didn't get a chance to see Jordan from the beginning of his career and all the way through his prime. Kobe wasn't even in his prime until Kobe won his first ring in 2000, and he wasn't even in his prime yet. Jordan went to the league in 84 and did his prime until 1990. Like I said, I actually got the chance to see Kobe's career all the way through because I was in the 2nd or 3rd grade when Kobe Bryant first entered the league. So yeah, that should tell you that's the main reason why Kobe's my number 1 favorite player of all time. So yeah, maybe I am a little bit biased saying that Kobe belongs. He should be higher on that list. He shouldn't be number 12 out of 20. He should be in the top 10, damn it. But what we're going?
If you want to go off of accolades, you could put Kobe in the top 10. can argue that Kobe's like top 15.
Yeah.
It kind of it's weird. It goes by your criteria for who you put for what do you favor or value the most when you make these top 10? Do you value rings? Or do you value
let's see rings, stats, teams. Let's see rings, stats, impact on teams, and overall impact of the game. Those 4 criteria right there. Number 1, ring. And overall impacts on the game. Yeah.
Oh, impact on the game. So LeBron has 3 rings.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron's stats are some of the best in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
And his impact on the game is huge. He destroys the impact on this game section. If you want to go with impact on the game, because let's look at it. People were building super teams to try to stop LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
The Warriors went out and got Kevin Durant after winning 73 games because they needed him to beat LeBron.
Yeah.
He dominated the Eastern Conference. People can say, "Oh, the Eastern Conference is weak." Yeah, okay, I get it. But he dominated the Eastern Conference. He's been arguably the best player on the planet for the last
5 years. Yeah.
Years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his impact on the game is huge. So going by that standard, he should be in your top 5.
I mean, yeah. Like I said, I guess you can't really argue with that, especially with the level of talent the NBA's produced lately. So, yeah.
Here's the thing, like he's been dominant for so long, and I don't think we've ever seen a run like this. Like this year was really the first year he had an injury. Like he's had an injury that's put him out. Like the only time he ever took time off was just like for rest. He never really took extended time off because of an injury. And
exactly.
I don't know if it was because of the gruelingness of the Western Conference that finally got to him, or if it's the age that's catching up to him eventually. But LeBron, in terms of his longevity and success, is not matched by anybody. I think Kobe almost was on that same conversation except for the last 3 years. But Kobe had a crazy ass run too.
Mm-hmm.
Until his Achilles went out.
Yeah.
But now it's like LeBron. Like LeBron right now he's like averaging 27, 27, 8, and 7 right now. He's having a pretty freaking good year, and everyone's still just thinking it's a down year because the Lakers are performing. But LeBron himself is still putting up numbers, and I'm still waiting to kind of see the big decline. But we don't really see the big decline yet.
Yeah, because I guess a lot of people are anticipating that big decline because I guess it happens that everybody has to happen to everybody eventually. Either that or they retire early and retire on top, which I don't see LeBron doing. LeBron, to be honest, can probably go to age 40 if he wanted, but I believe he said that he's probably going to retire in the next 4 years, which would make a lot of sense.
What were you going to say, Flip?
I was going to say LeBron. I see the decline in terms of how hard he's playing the 82 games. I feel like the LeBron of old, he could just keep going and going and going down. He's kind of flirting with Father Time. He's like, "Hey, Father Time, I see you."
Yeah.
As he's getting closer over there. Slow down a little bit. So I can see the decline, but I get what you're saying. Like you can still that LeBron of old if he goes out there and does. He's not like D-Wade where it's like we might see it once every 20 games because your rookies aren't acting up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is crazy though. Looking at the year that LeBron came out and that whole the draft class, and you go down the road of all the other players and where they're at right now. Like Wayne Wade, he's gonna retire. Bosh.
Carmelo Anthony, he's slowing down too. So.
Carmelo needs to retire.
Yeah.
The whole draft class, and then you still have LeBron, who's still the top 5 player in the NBA right now.
Yeah. Then you got guys like Giannis coming up, and then you got Karl Anthony Towns, and then you still got Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook goes 110% every single damn game. A lot of people's like, man, Russell Westbrook, if he keeps playing this way, he's not gonna last past the age of 33 because he gives it so much. He's literally, I don't think he's ever slowed down ever, even when he was injured and was out for a few games. I mean, like he still came back, trying to go to the hole and trying to ram the ball down your throat. So yeah, like he's pretty much one of the only few people whose motor is literally from 0 to 100 every single game he plays. But I mean, like I said, Russell, he's another one of those once in a lifetime athletes, and he's considered a quote unquote small player just because he's a point guard. But thing is, you have 6'3" Russell Westbrook dunking over 6'10" Kawhi Leonard. So yeah, it's gonna. I mean, the thing is, if you keep on playing like that, he's gonna it was like everybody's like, well, he's gonna blow his knees out eventually. But the thing is, I mean, his knees look okay to me. But yeah, what do you got?
Westbrook, I was gonna say Westbrook. I mean, he's definitely learned this season to kind of defer and get everyone more involved. It just obviously the performance of Paul George this season has been unbelievable.
Yeah.
But I'm more concerned because Westbrook seems to his shooting's gotten a little bit worse for wear. And with those athletic guards, as they get older, the body starts declining. You know what I mean? Like the legs are the first to go, so you got to make sure that your jump shot is on point. And Westbrook's shooting's just gotten a little bit worse. So it is concerning because if Westbrook doesn't have a jump shot in the second half of his career, and his athleticism starts to go, it's gonna be a kind of a big drop.
Yeah.
I don't know if people are prepared for that.
Yeah, because you can't be 35 years old. I mean, because if you've been playing professionally since age 23, you can't be 35 thinking that you're just going to jump from the free throw line and then try to ram the ball in the hoop and think that you're not going to blow something out. So, yeah, Russell Westbrook does have to rely on that because I'm glad that somebody like Blake Griffin realized that before it was too late. He's improved his jump shot a lot in the past 3 or 4 years because Blake Griffin, his first 4 years in the league, used to be a freaking animal. God help you if you try to defend a dunk against Blake Griffin. He will ram the ball down your throat. But now he's improved a lot on his shooting, as has Kawhi Leonard. Well, actually, Kawhi Leonard, he's always been a good shot. He's always had a damn good shot for him to be his size. Because a lot of people don't credit big men as good shooters. Well, aside from Dirk Nowitzki, who's a 7-footer, aside from Kevin Durant, who's a 7-footer, and, guys along those lines. But, yeah, even Anthony Davis, his jump shot has improved a lot. But, yeah. That's something that guys want to watch out for, and they might want to take notice of in the latter part of their careers.
Westbrook's going to be like 33, looking like Vince Carter did a couple nights ago against Timberwolves.
Yeah.
On Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah.
I realized he's too old for this, about halfway up.
Yeah. Now on to James Harden, and I know you guys will want to talk about this. Now, as far as James Harden is in the prime of his damn career. I don't think we've ever seen James. I think that everybody's saying that, well, when LeBron steps down, there's got to be a number one best player in the league. And I think that it might be James Harden, even though James Harden is only, 5 years younger than LeBron? But he's been putting up tremendous stats numbers. If anybody in the league right now is a stats machine, it's James Harden. But, Flip, what are your thoughts on that? Yeah, I mean, like, as far as, his stand in the NBA right now, and, like, do you think that he's probably going to be the best player once LeBron retires?
I feel like there's a lot of people who will be the best player. I don't feel like there's going to be an absolute best player. LeBron was that because LeBron was just super dominant. I feel like there's so many candidates for best player. Durant, Harden, Westbrook, Giannis, Anthony Davis. And LeBron still got like 4 more years, so this group of people could come and go before LeBron retires. LeBron could still be up there with him. It just, I don't know, Harden is a candidate for one of the best to see LeBron, you could say, but I don't think he'll be the absolute de facto best.
Yeah. Yeah, Waz, what are your thoughts on that?
Harden's up there. I would still kind of lean Giannis or Kevin Durant as the best, just in terms of just freaking nature, size, and just ability to just kind of one defend multiple positions and Harden's defense still hasn't always quite been there. Harden, is a bit of a ball stopper, just dribbles a lot, but the numbers he's been putting up this season is pretty remarkable. Averaging 36 a game, still having like 8 assists, and too crazy. And then that streak of 30-point games, but at a certain point, obviously it's a little panic. He's chasing stats. He's staying in blowout games, just trying to get the numbers. So it's not maybe like an authentic version, but I think the greatness is going to obviously, it depends on how he ends up coming through in big games in the playoffs. I don't know if we can point at Harden and say he's the greatest player in the league until he probably gets to a final. You can't be the greatest in the league and not get to a final and maybe not potentially win a ring. I mean, I think even after LeBron retired, after the 4 years, it's possibly Durant, possibly Giannis. Obviously, Giannis can need more playoff success, but I'm more likely and liable to give it to someone like Durant because he's just shown us that he comes through in big games in the playoffs, in the final, and I think especially if he ends up going to the Knicks in the offseason. And ends up doing work in New York. I mean, that right there will definitely cement his status because he'll be in that big market. He'll be in that big market city, and the lights will be on him. And he'll definitely add to his legacy. But still, Harden's been pretty stupid this whole season. But still, it's just even though he's putting up almost 6 points more a game than last year, the MVP race. I don't know if you guys have him possibly win the MVP again, or do you think someone like Giannis, or do you think someone like Paul George has made up on him?
Probably, but you know how it is in the NBA when somebody wins that MVP. The MVP curse happens, and either they completely fall off or they get injured.
This up for another 20 innings. I think he's kind of a lock. If he's like at like 35 points per game, 34 points per game average when moving in, I think they'll probably just go ahead because the Rockets are going to make the playoffs. So it's not like if he averaged 34 points a game and didn't make the playoffs. I hope.
But does it matter where the seating is? Like if you have someone like Giannis.
Okay. Yeah, and no, because we've seen that before with the Steve Nash thing.
Oh yeah.
Steve Nash guy from the Mavs are like #1. It can play a part, but I feel like the NBA might just give it to him.
Yeah, and also. That dynamic duo of Chris Paul and James Harden, he's not gonna. I mean, you could say it matters, you could say it doesn't, but I believe it does matter because Chris Paul. I mean, he's not gonna have Chris Paul forever, and he's gonna need some kind of replacements. I mean, to actually get him the ball. I'm not saying he can't do a good enough ball handling because I would have to say as far as ball handling skills, James Harden is top 3, maybe even number 1 as far as ball handling and dribbling and passing. Probably, but I mean, I believe that it's a better dynamic if he has a Chris Paul or a Chris Paul type of point guard to help complement. But what do you guys think on that?
I feel like Chris Paul takes a lot of pressure off of him. Obviously, having another star player in your team is pretty big. The league is kind of slow in terms of defense, and I feel like that kind of helps Harden that team because the scale of defense in the NBA has kind of dwindled a bit.
Yeah.
But having Chris Paul is the factor. I don't think he would be able to do these 30-point streaks if Chris Paul wasn't on the team.
Yeah. Waz, your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on what?
Chris Paul, basically, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, there have been times where the Rockets have performed, have still gotten wins and performed well without Harden. And then I think, obviously, the Rockets aren't going to go anywhere, past, in the finals without, or to the finals without Chris Paul.
Mm-hmm.
We saw how vital Chris Paul was to that series against the Warriors. I'm convinced that Chris Paul did not get injured in that series. That I think the Rockets end up upsetting the Warriors. So it's obviously there's a slight decline in Chris Paul's ability, but I think also the addition of someone like Fareed on that roster now definitely changed the dynamic a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good pickup for them. They needed kind of like a good rebounder, kind of just a good athletic guy in the paint. I think it's just a combination thing. Obviously, they got good shooters in Eric Gordon and Gerald Green every once in a while often, but Chris Paul. I think if you look at the second banana on the other team, like if you look at what Westbrook has with Paul George, I think it's no competitive. I think Harden needs Chris Paul a little bit, but Chris Paul is not as he's needed in those series against the Warriors, but in terms of the success and everything like that, he's not like pushing the Rockets to the higher level. Like they're like a fifth seed right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still it's not what it was a couple of years ago. But yeah, I don't think. I think this has been the success has been more so on Harden. It's crazy. I mean, when you look at it, they're equal contracts for the most part. It's kind of ridiculous in my mind. That they're both making the same amount of money, but yeah. I don't think that Chris Paul. Again, I think he's needed against the Warriors, but without that, I think he's not as vital to their success.
All right. Well,
Paul hasn't been the same since Rondo's fitness phase.
Oh yeah.
What's that?
Chris Paul hasn't been the same since Rondo's fitness phase.
Oh yeah. And when
man.
yeah. Oh boy. Well, that left a foul taste in my mouth. No pun. Never mind. Pun completely intended. But yeah. Wow. But anyway, gentlemen, you guys got any final thoughts before we sign out tonight?
Hopefully, LeBron hangs up on 2 Chainz next time he has to produce his album.
Definitely. Waz, any final thoughts tonight, man?
I'm curious to know if LeBron's gonna go dark off social media if he misses the playoffs. If he's still gonna honor that, or he's gonna be off social media during the playoffs, or if he's gonna actually, or if we get a chance to actually see LeBron's commentary from the couch.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we haven't seen that in a long time. So I wonder if LeBron now will if he won't go 0 dark 30, like he'll be fully available. Because like I do remember when Kobe wasn't playing, but he was still active in the league. Like he was in there. He got on Twitter for the first time.
Yeah.
It was like so sweet, like during games. It's funny as hell. Like just criticizing everything like that. So I'm looking forward to seeing LeBron on the couch during the postseason, just commenting and criticizing during the game.
Yeah.
I thought that'd be fun to watch.
Yeah, he should be a commentator, by the way. I would love to see his courtside commentary for that. But yeah, well, like I said, as a Lakers fan, hopefully we do see them. Hopefully, I do see them in the playoffs, even though they're gonna pretty much get dusted in the first round. But we'll see about that. But yeah, only time will tell.
Well, Denver's getting dusted right now by the Jazz, so it's very possible that the Lakers could get. The Lakers might get a couple games off of Denver. Off of Denver at first, since Denver's not really a tried and true tested team, and LeBron maybe is just intimidating and scary enough to try to take over a series like that.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, we all know in the Western Conference, the road goes through Golden State. We all know that. Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much all we wanted to discuss tonight, and we'll probably be back in another week or two with another NBA podcast, just as soon as some NBA news comes up or anything that's NBA worthy that we want to talk about. And we'll be doing our NBA playoff predictions once the seeds are all set too. And maybe, I'm still debating on whether or not that I want to do this. Maybe do a special March Madness podcast, from our bracket, but we'll see about that. Anyway, it's been a joy having you guys on here tonight. As always, Flipping Walls Top, thank you for helping me host the sports show, and I really do appreciate you guys.
Anytime, Jordan. Thank you for having us on.
All right, no problem, man. I will see you guys next week. Peace.